Hey, it's Rick Quattro here. I'm going to show you how you can add numbers to these bookmarks. I'm going to use a little bit different document than the original poster showed, but let's say we have these paragraphs here, and we want to number them in Acrobat. We can put auto numbers on them here, but of course those numbers won't translate over to the bookmarks in the PDF. So that's what we're going to show you here. So what we want to do first is we want to go to Document, PDF Setup, and I'm going to include body paragraphs. These are body and heading 1, and that's just that title there that says one another. Now the key here though is I want to include the paragraph tags in the bookmark text. So I'm going to click Set, and then I'm going to save a PDF, and I'll show you what that looks like. So I'm going to save it. It should go pretty quick, and overwrite it. And I'm going to view the output. Let me get it over here where you can see it. And what you can see in my bookmarks now is it actually has the paragraph format prepended to the bookmark text. So let's say that all these body ones, I want to put a CH and a number on the front of it for chapter. And that's kind of mimicking what the original poster wanted. So what I've done is I've created a JavaScript. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to More Tools. I'm going to scroll down, and this is going to require Acrobat Professional. And then you can see I have this little script here called NumberBookmarks. Now watch what happens when I click it. I'm going to click it once, and keep your eye on the bookmarks over here. So what will happen is that heading 1 text will go away because I don't want those. But anything that's called body, that'll go away, but we'll have a CH and then the sequential number on it. So let me click there, and you can see what I have here. So I've got chapter 1, 2, and so on, all the way down to chapter 67. And of course, these aren't chapters in this document, but this is to illustrate what the original poster wanted. And then, of course, what we would do here is we would save and close this. Now, let me show you what this script looks like. What you're going to want to do is copy it out of that post in the forums and put it in a plain text document and save it with a .js extension. And I've saved it in a name called NumberBookmarks.js. And I'll go through this real quick, but it's checking to see if your viewer is greater than or equal to version 10, which it likely is. And it's going to add a tool button, and it's going to say number bookmarks, and that's what we saw in the tools. This is all for legacy. If you had version 9 or below, it would add it to a menu, but this we could probably take out. And then what we're doing is we're initializing a global counter. We're starting at 0, so the first time through it'll increment to 1. And then we have a couple of regular expressions, and the regular expression is saying if the bookmark starts with body and then has a space and then a dash and then a space, we're going to replace that with that CH space, whatever the counter is, and then the rest of the text. So I'm not expecting you to understand this totally, but that's what it does. Now, if it's not that, if it's one of these other paragraphs, for example, that heading 1, then I basically want to get rid of whatever's on the front, that paragraph format name that I've added. And then this just loops through all the bookmarks and does it. So let me show you where you'd have to put this. It's a little confusing, but what you want to do is you want to go to your app data area. So you're going to go to users, whatever your Windows login name is, app data, roaming, Adobe, Acrobat. And you should have all this. Now, what you might not have is this privilege folder. So you have to create this privilege folder. Let me just go back here so you can see it. So you'll have all the way to here, and then you're going to want to create this privilege folder if it doesn't exist. Inside that, create a DC folder. That's the version of Acrobat you're likely using. And then inside that, create a JavaScript folder, and then that script that you saved, drop it in here. And then when you quit and restart Acrobat, let me go back here. What you may have to do, depending on your installation, is you may have to go to Preferences, JavaScript, and make sure all this is enabled. So you want to enable Acrobat JavaScript. I think the rest of this can be okay the way it is, but you can check it out. And then you may have to quit and restart. And again, you quit and restart Acrobat. And then you open your PDF. And then if you go to your tools, which is right here, it'll open up these tools. You scroll down, and then this will show up under add-on tools. You would think it would show up under JavaScript, but it doesn't. It shows up under add-on tools. And then when you click that, you should see that NumberBookmarks command. And let me just run it again. And you can see what it did there. Let me revert so I can go back to the top. Revert to saved. And let me go to the top of the bookmarks so you can see them. So there's our heading 1. That's the heading 1 paragraph, and we don't want the chapter prefix on that, but we want them wherever they're called body. Now, of course, what you'll have to do is you'll have to edit that script. I didn't point that out, but you'll have to edit that script. And what you're going to want here is you're going to want the name of the paragraph formats that you do want numbered. So in your document, maybe they're headings. I can look on the post to see what they are, but whatever that is, that's what you're going to want to change it. Let me see if I can find the post so I can make this complete here. Let's see what you got. Yeah, so I think you want that section title, that 0 section title dash blue. Now that dash may have an effect on what we're doing here because I'm looking for the dash in the format. Let me try that. I'm going to pause the video. Let me make sure that's going to work. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, so what I actually did was I took these body paragraphs and I renamed them. You can see that up here. I renamed them to the same name you have in your templates. So I've saved this as a PDF, and now you can see I've got the section titles with those names that you have, that 0 section title blue. So what I had to do was modify the script. Let me show you the script. So I just changed this line here, line 32. So it's 0 section title, and then you need these. The dash means something with a regular expression, so that's why I have to escape it. So it's \dash, and then blue, and then space, \dash, space, and then whatever's here in the parentheses, that's going to be kept because that's obviously your bookmark text. So make a note of that because you're not going to see this on the forums. You won't see this in here. And then let me go back here and just show you again. I'm going to go to more tools. I'm going to go to add-on tools, and there's our NumberBookmarks. Now again, keep your eye on the bookmarks over there. I'm going to click on it, and you can see I got what I wanted. Now one thing I did notice is I have a global variable in there for that counter. So if you were to run this more than once, it's going to increment. But I think if you run it from scratch, it's always going to start from 0. Let me try this. So I'm going to open it again, and let me run it and make sure it starts from 1 instead of, and we could probably fix that. It's a little rough, I admit, a little kind of working as we go here, but I just want to know what's possible, and if you want some help with this, post another question. Yeah, so it starts at 1, which is what you want. If I was to revert to saved, that counter is actually sitting in memory. So while Acrobat's running, that's going to actually, that's going to start again. It's going to pick up where it left off, I think. Let me try this. Yeah, it picks up at 68. So again, you want to make sure that you just run this once, save the changes. If you have to run it again on another document, quit and restart Acrobat. So hope that helps.